Well. Hold on. DJ, please play the music. Thank you. What's going on, people? What is going on? You already know, man. This is Monday night. This is the Cooler Talk Monday. Yeah. Like I said, exclusively on the Mad Mike Sports channel, as well as Mad Mike Sports ESPN. So y'all make sure y'all go and hit that like button and subscribe button as we kick this thing off. I am your host, the six-man case now, and to the stage left on the radio side of the game, we got Mr. Mad Mike Sports, aka Falcons. Welcome to Cooler Talk Monday. Like you said, we already know, man, it's the start of the draft week. So the time is here. The time is now. And the time is to find out Mr. Terry Fontenot, a.k.a. Thanos, and Arthur Smith going to pull the trigger on some of the moves that a lot of the fans either want or fans that's going to get mad about. I think at the end of the day, based on what this offseason was like, I think a lot of let's just be honest. So let's go ahead and get right into the Boy, you done hit an octave so much, it sound like that.
I knew y'all weren't ready for that one. This is why y'all never miss a show. You never know what you're going to get, bro.
Exactly. And let me go ahead and get a shout out to the members of the show. As you already know, the members get the first roll call shouts out. And definitely today's members, we got Mr. Adamsfield, Darnell Partridge in the building. As you already know, Andrew G's Can't Do Clutch. D. Coleman, crazy ass is in here, man. Appreciate it. Let's see. And that looks like that's all of the members that we have right now. But let me go ahead and get this 199 super chat out the way. Shout out to D85. I'm excited about this draft. I think a lot of our Falcons fans are. We just waiting for the time to come in to see who's gonna be right, who's gonna be wrong, man. But I'm gonna just say one thing. This draft is not gonna go how people expect.
Oh no.
But as we get back to the roll call, like I said, we went live, man. We got Joseph Thornton in the building. We got Pamela Johnson, Forrest Miller, Jay Diaz, ATL Leo, Lowe's, Steve, Terry Lloyd, John St. Clair, Keyshawn Glad, Jabber's Mr. 58 himself. We got Devon in the building, Therapist, Sherman Wood, Georgia, Texas boy. We got OG Big Sam in the chat. We got Sonia. We got Six. We got about 17 Facebook users. We definitely appreciate that. Keyshawn Vlad, Lay J, Upper Gump. We got Coach Unchained. We got my boy, It's Your Boy Fresh. Southside 12, Nathan Floyd, Reds. Oh. So, as we go ahead, DJ, go cut this shit off. Though. Go cut it off.
Cut that shit off.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Mad Mike Sports, how are we doing this evening?
I'm doing fine. Oh, I'm doing fine.
Oh man, I'm sitting here typing. Everybody can hear the keyboard going off and stuff.
Hey,
That's all. All right, so we're gonna kick this thing off. Right? Before we get into tonight's topic, let's go ahead and get this out the way. So I don't know if a lot of people have finally heard. Aaron Rodgers to the Jets is now official. So they finally went on ahead and worked out a deal. I know we've been hearing this news about Aaron Rodgers for the last month and a half, maybe 2 months. We know there's one side wanted one thing, and then this side decided to kind of cap off on it. So it's like, so now Aaron Rodgers is now officially AFC bound. Just like majority of the quarterbacks going to the AFC the last couple of years. So the compensation for this pick, per Adam Schefter, says in this trade with the Packers, the Jets get Aaron Rodgers, pick number 15, and a 5th round pick, 2023 5th round pick. And the Packers, so they basically swap 1st round picks. They get the Jets' 2nd round pick this year, 6th round pick, and a conditional 2024 pick, which is going to be based, which can become a 1st round pick if Aaron Rodgers plays 65% of his plays. But you know he is, so it's essentially going to be 2 1st round picks.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a 1st round pick and a 2nd round pick for next year. So, yeah. About damn time. Shit, I say. What do you think on that, Mike? And what do you think that makes the Jets as far as where they standing, not only in the AFC but in the NFL in general? But also, what does that do for the Packers?
This pretty much kills the morale of the Packers team, to be honest. That's not pretend as if they have all this maximum faith in Jordan Love, because we don't have a damn clue what he can do and what he's capable of, because we just haven't seen him at all outside of college, and he was okay in college. He's pretty good. He was pretty decent in college. So we know he has the ability to make certain throws, not all the throws, but that come in time. But I think this pretty much kills the morale of that team. They won't say it, but this not having the Aaron Rodgers there as a future Hall of Famer. Let's just keep it real. He's a future Hall of Famer. They don't have the same confidence that they can win it all with the Aaron Rodgers there. So as a Packers fan and as a Packers team, y'all know y'all not winning unless something miraculous happen and Jordan Love becomes Aaron Rodgers. I don't think that's happening. But as far as the Jets is concerned, they still gonna be a 500 team. That's a good division at the end. The Patriots are getting better. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the Bills are a pretty damn good team, and then you have the Dolphins as a damn good team. So they're gonna beat up each other, but I just don't see that this getting them over the hump as far as a championship team is concerned. That whole division gonna be beating up on each other. So I think most of the teams are gonna beat up on each other, and they're gonna be hovering around 500. Every last one of those teams gonna be hovering around 500, and
Mm-hmm.
the team to beat in that division, I'll just go ahead and say, um, I'm gonna say this. It's probably not gonna go over well with some people, but I think the Patriots gonna kind of sneak their way in and win that division because nobody is expecting anything from them at all, especially the quarterback position. And Bill Belichick have a you know he has a history of just sneaking up on people, even with the worst, what is considered the worst quarterbacks and the worst players. And
Okay.
I think the Bills and the Dolphins are going to beat up one of those teams. Both of those, I have a real, I think I have a real feeling like every team is just going to beat each other. That's really it. But I think you got to watch out for the Patriots just in that division because nobody's even picking, nobody's concerned about them at all. And those are the most dangerous teams when nobody's concerned with
Mm. Right, right. And kind of how what Southside here is saying, I think it's about time.
them.
Like I said, this is just essentially one of those things where when you bring in a young guy that you're supposed to be grooming here, but then he kind of fall. Basically, he fell into the same victimhood as what Aaron Rodgers dealt with Brett Favre.
Hmm.
And like you said, they don't really have much time now because they've wasted 3 seasons. I ain't gonna say wasted 3 seasons, but they 3 seasons in, and it's gonna be now. It's going to have to come down to the culmination of is this the guy now?
Hmm.
But like you said, it's just one of those cases where you gotta give the young man a chance and see, okay, like I said, nobody's asking him to be Aaron Rodgers. Just go out there and be Jordan Love. They already got the run game for you. They already got some weapons. They still might upgrade that wide receiver position. They could upgrade a couple things on the offensive line. It just depends on how they want to go about it. But it's all about a plan. And like you said, I'm just glad that he's gonna get this chance, which is very interesting because most people don't like the idea of giving young players a chance to prove themselves, but
Which is crazy.
which is crazy. But and like I said, this is the complete opposite of what's going on in Tennessee, where it's coming out as they've given up faith on Malik Willis already after one game. Doesn't that sound familiar?
Hmm.
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 Yeah, but that's near here. Say that. But yeah, yeah, yeah. The the AFC East is about to be very interesting. Um, we don't know what they're gonna do with Matt Jones over there with the Patriots. We don't know. We don't know if he's still gonna be in the doghouse or whatnot. But like you said, that just throws a whole nother quarterback over at the AFC East, which makes the NFC, as far as quarterback wise, a lot more open. But let's go ahead and get in some of y'all comments on this. Let's see. Devon here said the Packers are going to struggle. D. Coleman says risky, but it ain't a big finesse like everybody's saying. If the Jets go 8-9, miss the playoffs, and Aaron retires, then it's a big fail. If they're in contention, it may pay off. And these are essentially the type of moves that you can be afforded to make when you have a young developing team. You have to remember they done literally had about 5 first-round draft picks in the last 2 years. So, and then, like you said, they're building the identity as far as they're building the defense. They're getting some skill position players where essentially it's just gonna be another one of those cases where, okay, Aaron Rodgers, we know how efficient you are. That's all you gotta do is be here. Just be efficient. You ain't gotta fuck up. You ain't gotta be turn the ball over. You got you a good young team. And when you have an established foundational squad like this, these are the type of moves you can make. When you don't have that, this looks like a big risk. So they'll be fine. Yeah, Prince One Vamp said, yeah, defense is still pretty good. Let's see. Ghost Peppers here got, from a compensation standpoint, the Packers got the better of the deal. 2 firsts and a second for a 40-year-old quarterback making $50 million per year that he himself said was 90% retired. So that's gonna be interesting. So I don't know what they're saying about the salary. Are the Jets gonna take the whole salary, or are they gonna pay majority of it? I haven't seen that part yet. But
that's interesting. She brought that up.
Right. But if, like I said, if the Packers was able to get the Jets to take the whole deal, and I think the Packers actually won this deal if they're able to get the Jets to take the whole kick and caboodle of money. So let's go ahead and get into the main event of, the main topic of the show. As we already know, today's topic, we're going to potentially talk about
I forgot what the topic was, so I'm gonna just
okay.
Oh no, I got it. No.
Yeah, so as we already know, this is draft week and everybody's excited. Y'all been hearing us talk about who should we get at 8 for about 3 months now. You done seen everybody talk about who they should get at 8. What should be the direction here, round 2 through 4, rounds 5 through 7, and you done heard a whole bunch of different scenarios, whole bunch of different possibilities. But I thought we'd switch it up a little bit today and we start talking about some of the undrafted potential free agents to keep an eye out on for the Atlanta Falcons, because as we know about this regime as well, is they value the undrafted free agents just as much as they do the guys that's drafted in on the 53-man roster, because these are essentially guys that's going to have that quote-unquote chip on their shoulder, and the guys that know they're going to have to work 2 times harder to make a name for himself. And like I said, everybody's favorite Falcon, Caleb Huntley, was one of those undrafted free agents that everybody fell in love with. Then, like you said, they still got the working on with Jared Bernhardt, Felipe Franks. Like, these are guys that they value. May not be as okay, we value these guys so much where we gonna throw the whole kick and caboodle on them, but these are guys that could play a significant role. And I got a couple names for you. I don't know if you might have a couple names, Mike, but I got a couple names. And as we looked at the list for the Atlanta Falcons visit so far, I saw a couple names on there. Charlie Thomas out of Georgia Tech is a name that kind of stands out to me. Like I said, I'm not being biased here because I am a Tech fan, but I'm just looking at this from the perspective of the Falcons team. Is he's definitely a guy that everybody need to pay attention to because it's going to be. He has what I call a versatile skill set as a linebacker / strong safety. And the problem is the reason why he won't get tried out at linebacker is because he's only 210 pounds. Which is crazy as hell to think about that. But if you look at the rankings for the linebackers throughout the whole this past college season, Charlie Thomas has always been right around that top in the nation because he flies around. He flies around the ball a lot. Every play you see on defense, you've seen his name in there. You see his hat getting dirty. Mm-hmm. Like you said, he's an outside linebacker. He plays inside. He plays safety, and he plays in the slot. And what does this regime value? It starts with the letter V. Versatility. I wish it was like Sesame Street where you'd be pointing up like this and be like versatility.
Oh God. Yeah, I wasn't thinking versatility. I wasn't thinking of that.
Yeah. Right. And like you said, it's and that would be a very valuable piece on special teams too. So, like you said, I pay attention to that. Mike, you might have any idea on certain guys that you may be thinking about that may be undrafted?
Obviously, I want to look at quarterbacks. There's possibly a guy. Yeah, obviously Georgia guys. So you got to look at guys like Tariq Carpenter coming out of Georgia Tech. He's another one of them safeties. Small.
I'm about to say, I think Tariq Carpenter came out. You talking about Tariq Carpenter or you talking about because Tariq Carpenter came out this past year. I think you talking about Jalen King, I think.
Jalen King, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking now. Obviously you kind of look at what the Falcons said they want to do. They want to go after Georgia guys. So it's like for me, it's gonna be a lot of the guys. Let me just get this out of the way because I know probably people are already thinking. And a guy like Stetson Bennett, I see him going to a team like a Baltimore. Guys like Cunningham. I think Cunningham is another guy that you can kind of look at as far as the quarterback position. It's difficult to kind of figure out like where guys are going. To be undrafted free agent, these guys can end up being drafted because like I said, I noticed a trend not too long ago is that some guys won't be drafted on the strength of teams don't want to give them a lower tier deal. So like even guys like Stetson Bennett, Cunningham, those guys may not even be drafted because other teams want to put them under those the deals that we had with that we went back and look at. Jared Bernhardt, you got Felipe Franks. These are project players, and you can get these guys like a couple of $100,000 and then put them away, stash them away on the practice squad and put them on lower tier deals. Justin Schaefer, he's another one of those guys that we look back. John Fitzpatrick, we got him in the 7th round, but he could have easily been an undrafted free agent. So it's like that's a lot of guys. Looking at it now, man, it's hard to say. Golly.
Yeah, that's going there. That, like I said, this is really the hardest part about thinking about the draft. Because this is the hardest. This is the hardest thing to judge on is undrafted free because you're bypassing the first 7 rounds, and the guys we may be talking about may not be undrafted. They may go late in the draft, but these are like particular guys that are not having big names. So you said Malik Cunningham is one. I'll throw another one on there, and y'all have seen the thumbnail for the show. Like I said, 2 of them is Charlie Thomas one. The other one that I'm paying attention to is Justin Shorter out of Florida. He like I said, he fits the build as far as the type of wide receivers. You said what?
I was looking at my I did a video on this guy earlier too. Is Ben Sims. He got the athletic build that he can end up being a project player too.
Okay. Yeah. I seen that. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and check that video out as well. Make sure you check it out after this live is here. But yeah, Justin Shorter is another one that kind of intrigues me. Wide receiver out of Florida. Goes about 6'4", 230. He's a lot, like I say, he's not as physical as you would think his size would be, but he's physical enough. And like you said, that's just another big body target, another guy that once he learns how to run routes the right way, that he can be a contributor in this league. Doesn't hurt the fact that his quarterback couldn't hit the broadside of a barn half the time, but we say that here and there. Because if you go, like you said, if you kind of go look at those Florida tapes, you see what I'm talking about. But as far as the short area, the short areas, the slants, the 10-yard digs, this guy has a whole lot to bring to the table as far as the wide receiver room, and it's a perfect fit. No, I'm not going to use that word perfect fit, but this is a guy that can be a contributor for the Atlanta Falcons if he's able to slip that far into undrafted free agency mode. And it doesn't also hurt the fact that he is a jump ball wide receiver too. So let's just throw that in there. He just slow as hell off the break. But like I said, those are the type of players that you can develop into something. Those are the type of players that become key contributors. Because all football fans know.
I'm looking at these running backs. That's all. I'm looking at running backs. I don't know why Evan Hole keep jumping out. I keep saying his name and all over, but Evan Hole jumping out at me. I see his name everywhere.
And shout out to John St. Clair. I think the Falcons scout team acquitted themselves well last year with some sleeper players. I think they'll do the same this year. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. We just like I said, let's see. D. Cole said Ryan Greenhagen from Fordham would be a great on special teams. Tackle machine. 31 tackles against the 31. Wait. Hold on. Mike, hold on? Mike, you need to speak on this. I need to do some research. It said dude had 31 tackles against Nebraska. What in the entire fuck?
31 tackles against Nebraska. What the fuck was they doing? Running right at him every play?
What the
hell did that? See,
how? Hold on, I'm sitting here. This was back in, I guess this was the 2021 season. This was the 2021 season. This was a couple years ago. The motherfucker had 30 total tackles. So, but like you said, special team. That's the definition of a tackling machine. Good God. But yeah, like you said, he'll most like you said, that's what you call your teammates ain't worth a damn that day. Your teammate won't worth shit. Ain't no way in hell that one man, like I said, I can see 15 on a good day. 31? Nah. I thought it was some bullshit, and then I read, I like, yeah. But like you said,
I don't even know how that happened.
Yeah. But from what I read on his scouting report too, is he's not really fast. He's basically Paul Warlow. Let's just say that he's basically Paul Warlow. So I don't think Falcon fans want them problems no
more. We'll stick with what we got. Nah.
Right. We got the coach in the building, Coach Unchained in the building. Let's see. D. Coleman came with another one. He was talking about if he doesn't get snatched up with Chris Rodriguez out of Kentucky. Look at these calls. They both like, wait a goddamn minute, Rondale. 31 tackles in the game.
Right. Yeah, bro.
How? But whatever, man. That's funny right there. That motherfucker could have been a mid-round pick if he came out last year just on that alone. Anybody else you got? Anybody else you thinking of?
I'm looking at, like I said, this guy Evan Hull keeps jumping up. Evan Hull keeps jumping up because like he reminds me of a lot of the Tyler Algier. He's not that big. He's about 5'9", 5'10", but he's versatile. Doesn't have a ton of speed. Yeah, he's a red shirt, but the last couple of years at Northwestern, he kind of came on. He got him projected at a 6th round pick, but like projected at a 6th round pick, more than likely he'll be a undrafted free agent. So like guys like him, that reminds me, and those are the type of guys that like Arthur likes. He like guys that has vision, but they have the ability to play in that zone running scheme that the Falcons are that they run. And he's more of an inside runner. Like the ironic thing was like he doesn't have a ton of breakaway speed, but he's versatile as hell. He can do the small things, catching the ball out of the backfield, inside zone running scheme. Like I said, it reminds me a hell of a lot of Tyler Algier looking at him. Every time I turn around, I see his name popping up. Like I said, he's not one that's gonna jump out at you as far as like making them big time plays. But after a while, you say, all right, this dude is just he always making a play. It reminds me of like he reminds me of a fullback. Like
Evan
fullbacks
Hall.
don't look pretty doing. Yeah, he
Mm.
does. He don't like fullbacks don't look great doing things, but they always before you know it, fullbacks have 2-3 touchdowns, 3-4 pancakes, 5 catches. It's like, damn, he had all of that during the game. That's Evan Hole. He's one of those guys before you realize that he dude got like 75 yards rushing, 3 catches out of the backfield, and 2 touchdowns. Like he's real slick, effective. It's like before you realize it, he has some good numbers and good plays. So it's like guys like that, Evan Hole, not going to jump out at you as far as athleticism is concerned, but
I know one thing that jumps out about him already to me. This motherfucker look like Dominic Mysterio. I tell you that.
Oh man!
Don't touch mommy like that. But yeah, I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying on that. Let me see. 5'10", 209.
People don't know who the hell Evan Hole is.
But yeah. Like I said, measurables is pretty good. But like these are the kind like that guys like that. I'm gonna use an example here. Because from what I'm seeing, that he didn't look like he was much of a starter. It looked like he was a backup running back.
Yeah,
he was a backup.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing a little bit of what
he was a backup
can do
early in his career, kind of got the
right. So kind of seeing where he's at, he kind of reminds me of what's that dude's name? What's the dude that used to play for the Commanders? Back then it was the Redskins. Who was that running back? What's his name?
Dang.
I need the chat to help me on this. Yeah, who was that? Alfred Morris. That's name.
Alfred Morris. Yeah, he's one of those types of guys. Like you said, he's quick, effective, but like it doesn't look like it.
Mm-hmm.
He'll bore the crap out of you, but like I said, before you realize, dude got like 70 yards for 10 carries and stuff like that. It's like, damn, he got all that.
Right.
He got all those numbers.
He's like a smaller Alfred Morris. Like I said, it doesn't wow you. He was a 6th round pick. Like I said, nobody really gave him a chance, but like one of those that will take his opportunities. Like I said, it's kind of like a Philip Lindsay type of guy, maybe a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, stuff like that. Now, he don't mind me. That ain't no Clinton Portis right there.
Jason Snell.
Nehemiah Shelton. Oh, that's that's a name we've been hearing about being tied to the Falcons for the last 3 months. Well, actually, Nehemiah Shelton was one of the original prospects that was tied to the Atlanta Falcons right around that Senior Bowl. Problem is, it's so much limited tape on him that nobody really seen anything that he does. You can really only go off of what the coaches is looking for. But like, I don't really think necessarily. Like I said, that's gonna be intriguing because like that cornerback room is very interesting now. Because let me see, Terrell Akuda, you still got D. Alford, still got Darren Hall,
Darren
still got
Hall, yeah.
Cooper Armstrong. Like I said, you about
They got
six.
another. They got another cornerback from the
Oh,
CFL
Mike
too. He's one
Hughes.
of the best.
Mike Hughes. Yeah, so you got about 7 damn corners on this squad right now. So they're gonna figure out what the that room is starting to get overcrowded unless they decide to make some type of move. So I'm gonna say it. We're gonna let y'all go ahead and we're not gonna be done, but we're gonna let y'all ask y'all draft questions right here, right quick. We kind of waiting on some questions here, and then we're gonna get to the final topic of tonight's show. So came from earlier. Shout out to TJ Smith. He said, "Who is the Atlanta Falcons starting left guard? Can we draft one, please?" Well, as we know right now, the left guard is Matt Hennessy. He played pretty well until he got hurt, and we really didn't see much of him.
Right.
Cause as much as we say about the Falcons offensive line and how good they were and how they were ranked, if you go, and I'm gonna say, and I did some research on this Falcons offensive line, and this is why we say that drafting guard may be a possibility, is because if you go and look at those next gen stats from the running back room, you will see that majority of the big plays in the run game only went to the right side. You had some on the left side, but it wasn't as dynamic as it was for them going right. I mean, of course, you got Chris Lindstrom and Caleb McGarry over there throwing, as LT would say, throwing people out the club. But that was one of the major weak spots of the Falcons' offensive line last year. Was that left guard spot? Then we got Bad Mike Doppelganger coming in here too. So this is why I say it. Like I said, do not be surprised that offensive line name may come up. Like I said, Wilkinson had them up and down game. He had an up and down season. It was like 1 minute he made a good play on one play, then the next 2 plays he's getting blown up in the backfield. Or you may have another case where you have Drew Dahlman, who, well, before Desmond Ritter got in there, this motherfucker used to dribble footballs on the field and shit. So I don't know, was that a culmination of not being on page with Mariota or whatnot? He played a lot better when Ritter got in the game. But yeah, that left guard spot is going to be a pressing need because they have to complete that. Let's see. Ooh, this is a.
No, you kind of right. Yeah, you right with Matt Hennessy though. Yeah, I think Hennessy, until somebody shows, their dominance at that, or somebody steps up, he's the guy to assume that's going to be the left guard. But a lot of people, people don't realize in the zone system, you don't need to be huge. This is a zone running scheme, an inside zone running scheme for the most part. So they run inside zone, which is more of a two offensive lineman skill set, because they're in an inside zone running scheme. They can be more physical and more hands on. So, like, as far as the skill set is concerned, And the inside zone running scheme, like your focus in the inside zone running scheme is to get to the next level. So it's athleticism, physicality, the run game, and then the pass protection. Not saying they come second or last, but that's not as important in the zone running scheme than getting to the second level and physicality and athleticism in pass protection. Because in pass protection in this system, we use a lot of heavy sets. We use a lot of 2, 3 tight ends. So there's not a lot of times where you're gonna have your guard 1-on-1 with anybody. So it's not as important as a tackle position. So you can get away with putting a guy like Matt Hennessy at left guard.
Right. I mean, the name to definitely look out for in left guard right now is Justin Schaefer. I, like by looking at what Schaefer did and kind of going back and looking what he did at Georgia and seeing why they drafted him. Like essentially, he is a guy that can play that left guard position for the Falcons and be successful. That's just one of those cases where it's kind of like with Jalen Mayfield as well. They're stacking these guys and they're developing these guys without putting the pressure on them to be on the 53-man roster. So what's going to end up happening is now you got two pieces of artillery that's been in development in the lab for the last year or so. And then, like you said, if there's an opportunity is there for them, they say, okay, we like you, Hennessy. Okay, so you're going to be competing with this guy for this spot. Or you may have Jalen Mayfield. Okay, you're going to be the backup to this guy, and we're gonna get you a lot of burn in the preseason, so you can go ahead and further that development, and then boom, we may potentially have you a hell of a goddamn player. I'm gonna give you an example. Jason Peters is a perfect example of a guy that went undrafted and ended up being one of the best offensive linemen of this new generation. So all is going on, like you said, it just takes confidence. It just takes the right time. So Justin Schaefer is a name we really got to pay attention to. He may sneak up and take that left guard spot this year if they don't address guard in this draft. D. Coleman said left guard in the ATL is like the defense of dark arts position at Hogwarts.
Yeah, bad things tend to happen.
I like this question right here. Gamebred Month said, what are the chances that Terry Fontenot will draft a big body DN and learn under Calais Campbell? Oh, it's a high chance.
I mean, just look at the roster. You answer that question just by looking at the roster.
Right. And as much as they high on Keon White, shoot, you may get your answer right there.
No, seriously. Yeah, they really high on him. They've been really intrigued by him.
Yeah, like you said, and I know a lot of people love Tyree Wilson and Miles Murphy and stuff like that. Like I said, Keon White actually has those same skill sets. Well, I ain't gonna say the same skill set, but essentially, I ain't gonna say a cheaper version, but he's kind of like Tyree Wilson, but he's a guy that you don't necessarily have to pick at 8. Like if Keon White is a guy that they're really, really, really high on, that I said, do not be surprised. Either they trade back or trade back up early in the second round to get this guy if he's available. So there, like I said, there goes. Like I said, it's a big chance that can happen. There was a question I saw here. It was just on this screen. I ain't mean to disrespect people. So Keyshawn Black asked about Jackson Smith in Jingaba. I'm trying to think that's how you say it. And would you draft him?
And what the hell his name is?
Jackson Smith. Yeah, we just call him. They just call him JSN. Cause that in Jimba, I don't know how the hell to say that. The dude from Ohio State.
Man, I don't like nothing from Ohio State, man. They seem like they're like a dumb blonde. They fine as hell, but they stupid as fuck. Like everything that come out of Ohio State, yeah, you look good, but you was a dumb motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like look at Chase Young. Yeah, he looked good coming out. He looked like a dominant player, but look at him now. Motherfucker can't stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, anything from Ohio State, I just think of dumb blondes when I think of Ohio State, and I don't want no parts of it. The only thing that I see worth coming out of Ohio State at this point in time, he ain't even came out, and that's Marvin Harrison Jr. Like he looked like he gonna be a real deal, but outside that, I don't really see nothing in Ohio State outside their offensive lineman.
Right.
Like that's the best thing that they've had. He's a smooth receiver. He's smooth. That's probably his biggest trait, that he's smooth. So he'll probably he's not as flashy as like the typical wide receiver coming into the draft. He's not flashy, but he's very smooth with his hands and his route running. He's not gonna shake you out of your shoes. Like I said, he's just real smooth. He reminds me of who is the guy? I'll say a damn, what you call that? Jordy Nelson. That's who he reminds. Like he's like a Jordy Nelson. He just find a way to get open.
Yeah, like you said, he's just predominantly a slot receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, 6'1", 196. Yeah, that's about right. It said 5'4", 540. They just say, and I have to give shout out to Steve Smith Jr. because I actually watch. Like I said, y'all go check out Steve Smith Sr. He do a lot of draft breakdowns on wide receivers and corners and stuff, and he talked about Jackson Smith as well, where it's like he's not fast, but he's shifty at that receiver position. He's a shifty slot style, which kind of goes to what Mike was saying about Jordy Nelson. Like I said, he can be very effective in this league. It just depends on who gets him.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to depend on who drafts him.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's like Terrence Matthews. Terrence Matthews wasn't incredibly fast, but he was super shifty, and he just know how to get open.
Right. And that's all you need. Shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have a guy who runs a 4.6 that can get open than a guy that runs a 4.2 and can't get open. We've seen plenty of them too. Troy Williamson, John Ross. I saw another question in here, and it kind of intrigued me. It intrigued me a whole lot. Hold on. Here you go. And William Amy asked this question earlier too, but D. Coleman kind of combined it as well. He said, the type of edge rusher do we need more for the defense is either Nolan Smith or D-line type like Tyree Wilson. Who would you prefer for this defense?
Follow the money. I'll leave it as simple as that, and I'll let K Styles follow the money. The money will tell you exactly the type of player slash um, draftee that we need on the team. So with that said, you got the Falcons. They paid Caden Ellis 3 year, $21 million. That's about $7 million a year. And then you look at the defensive end, they brought in Calais Campbell, and you pay him about the same amount. So what that means is there's going to be a balance. No one is bigger or more important than the other because this team is based on unity and being able to help contribute to get more sacks. Um, so it really depends on the contracts. But if I were to say, it's really both. As like the Falcons at this point, if you just look at the Saints did the same thing with Ryan Nielsen. They had big defense end and had smaller defense. So there's really no answer. That's how the Saints they had guys because they would blitz their linebackers, and their linebacker were guys that were about Caden Ellis and Troy Anderson size. Those guys about 6'4", 240, 250. And then you got Nolan, who's around that same size himself. They use him. Then you had bigger defensive end like Cam Jordan, who's a 270, 280, near 300 himself. The guy that they drafted, what's his name? Good God. I don't know where he at now, but they drafted him. They traded up to get him.
Oh, you talking about Tack?
No, the Saints.
Oh, the Saints. Oh, Marcus
What's his name?
Davenport.
Whatever the hell his name is for the Saints.
Well, it used to be for the
Saints. Davenport. I don't know why I was.
Yeah, Davenport. I think he was the Vikings.
But like I said, they use both of those types of DN. So there's really no answer when it comes down to the Falcons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
essentially, at least right now, I can't tell.
Like I said, essentially what we're looking at with this defense is going to be formless, like water.
Mm-hmm.
When you pour water in the pot, it becomes the pot. When you pour water in the jar, it becomes the jar. I can't believe I actually used that analogy to describe this defense. I never thought I'd see the day with the
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, but like you said, this defense is not going to be traditional anything. It's going to be okay. You're going to have guys that can be able to run 4-3 and 3-4. Or as what OG would say, it's possible the 46 may come back. We don't know. At the end of the day, the main objective is to wreck everyone and leave. And that's how it's going to, and that's how they're going to go about their business. So this draft, like I said, I can kind of see because the thing is, when you're looking at guys like Nolan Smith, if you look at the edge rushers they already have right now, and Ebiketie, D'Angelo Malone, Caden Ellis, Michael Walker, like I said, those are guys that's going to be here for some years. But if you look at the DN position, the defensive line position, you don't really have a lot of people really signed up and set up for the next couple years. The majority of the defensive line outside of Grady Jarrett and David Onyemata are essentially all on one-year deals. So I can definitely see more so them making a more pressing need at bookend more so than edge rush. I think that's the better way I'll put it. That's what I'm thinking. That's kind of where Mike is talking about with following the money. Because like I said, if you look at the defensive line. Like I said, you got David Onyemata, you got Grady Jarrett, you got Eddie Goldman. Let me see. You got Calais Campbell, Timothy Horn. Like outside of Onyemata, like I said, outside of Onyemata and Grady Jarrett, everybody else is on it. Onyemata, Grady Jarrett, Taquan Graham. Everybody else is on 1-year deals.
Damn, I'm giving away all my secret shit. That's how I'm all. That's why I'm all. That's why I'm always right. I'm telling y'all, but y'all too lazy to do it any dang way.
Oh Lord!
I just gave everybody my damn secret. Follow the money.
I mean, we've been saying that shit. We've been saying that for about 2 years now.
Right. Just follow the money. The money will tell you everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm saying on that D line type will probably be the most obvious, like a bookend, because like most of the D line is on 1-year deals, and it's not a guarantee you're gonna keep it. A lot of them have to pass this season. So what better way to do that is to bring in a couple young bookends and let them learn. But that's a lot of the Falcon talk we got right here. Any more questions on the Falcons before we move on to the next topic? I see.
Alex, we got to show up and say some dumbass shit. What the fuck is he? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's not really an edge. Motherfucker, he play on the edge. What the hell are you talking about? He's not really an edge, in my opinion. He's a guy who can line up and beat. That's what edges do. Am I right? That's what edges do. That's what they line up typically.
I mean, edges usually line up five to nines. 5 to 9s. That's usually edge. So regardless of what possession it is. So yeah, they always line up right around the outside.
In those gaps. Like,
so
sometimes
I think what it is when we think of edge rushers, a lot of people think more so of pass rushers more than defensive ends. Because since now the category is pass rushers instead of outside linebacker, because the term outside linebacker really doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist anymore.
It's all edge rushers. Like I said, you got 2 different types of edge rushers. You got your pass rushing outside linebackers, and then you got your bookends, your 4-3 bookends. Like I said, these may be guys that be around 270, 275, like a Zach Harrison, who's a bookend. And like I said, who's a bookend who plays fast on the edge. The edge is the outside shoulder of the tackle. The edge can be lining up 9 wide on the tackle. So it just depends on what defense you in and what type of structure. And like I said, your typical edge rushers is, like I said, is your outside linebackers. Those are your 3-4 outside linebackers at that. Because you can't put a 245-pound outside edge linebacker / edge rusher in the 4-3. We know. We tried.
We definitely tried that. Okay.
Twice. So they ain't gonna do it.
He'll be fine though. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Alex, he does that already. What are you talking about?
Man, the only reason Alex doing that is just to get you to react to his ass. He do it.
We should use him on stunts. Oh, that's what he does. That's what he did. Good God Almighty, that's exactly what he did in New Orleans. That's why.
Who we talking about? Tyree Wilson, or is he talking about Keon White? Yeah, I haven't paid attention too much of the college. I just know.
No, he's talking about Caden Ellis. We should use him in stunts and drop him in the coverage. That's what he's been doing.
Yeah, he's basically Troy Anderson. Just think of
That's
like that.
pretty much what he is.
That's what he is Troy Anderson. So they gonna have two, like, essentially, like you said, what they're gonna do is they're gonna move Troy. The goal is to have Troy Anderson as the Mike linebacker. So he's gonna have the green dot this year. That's what the plan is, for him to have the green dot this year. So you're gonna need that offsetting linebacker to kind of be like your athlete. Like you said, Michael Walker's going to get an opportunity to be there. Caden Ellis, you're going to see him doing that because he do a lot there. Like I said, Caden Ellis does a lot of his damage blitzing the A and B gaps anyway. Rather he stunting inside or rather he just blitzing up the middle. That's where he does most of his damage.
Edges do the same thing. See, people think edges just line up outside. Edges play inside. They play. Sometimes they play that 4 out. Like they play different. They play different gaps. So edges don't just line up outside. A lot of them will line up inside, but they'll line up outside, but they'll end up inside in stunts and stuff. So there's.
I think we need to rename the category of player. We're gonna call that position get to the motherfucking quarterback.
Get to the fucking quarterback. That's all it is.
That's gonna be the new position name. Get to the damn quarterback. Because I've seen a lot of these edge rushers, especially this year, a lot of these edge rushers, especially the last couple of years, a lot of them stunt. A lot of them are very capable of stunts.
Yeah.
So,
because with the insurgents, I can't use that word, but the resurgence of this RPO crap. They need to confuse a lot of these tackles and tight ends on the edge and quarterbacks. So they use a lot of stunts. And that's why guys like Caden Ellis and Troy Anderson are so valuable in today's games because they use that. You saw it with the Chiefs. The Chiefs was stunting like hell, and it caused Philadelphia protection problems up front. Mm-hmm. That's why their offense towards the end of the game, they couldn't figure out where Kansas City was coming from because they was using a lot of stunts and stuff up, and that's why I end up they making them big time plays.
Look, now they got the acronyms. JB said QK quarterback killers.
Mm-hmm. QK quarterback
said gotta get after their ass.
Right, simple as that.
Shit, exactly. By any means necessary, get to that ass.
See, the thing too with Caden Ellis, they lined him inside, but a lot of his sacks came from on the outside, him stunting. They used the Mike linebackers to, like, if you go back and look at the and Coach even talked about this Sunday. He talked about this. They used the Mike linebacker as an aid to the nose tackle. And what I mean by that, he would use Caden Ellis to get to the guard, take on that guard, and then leave Onyemata one-on-one with the guard so he can end up doing his thing. And then by the time Onyemata have space to do what they can do, he would peel off to the outside on those stunts. So he uses his linebackers to kind of to create one-on-ones with his defensive tackles. So that's why a guy like Caden Ellis and Troy Anderson so valuable in this defense is because they use those guys as a aid to the defensive tackles. But he uses a lot of time he did line up on the outside.
By any means, get to that ass.
Mm-hmm.
6-man K Styles, April 2023.
I mean, we saw with Grady Jarrett. Like a lot of time, people like Grady Jarrett. He got most of the pressure on the inside. Well, that's not necessarily true. They use Grady on a lot of stunts.
Mm-hmm. Hey, shit.
It don't matter as long as look whatever work it works. It don't matter where he need to be. Like as long as it get done, I don't give a damn where he need to be or with all that goofy shit. Look, get the damn job done. I don't give a fuck. I'm tired of seeing 21 fucking sacks, 19 sacks every damn year. Get it done.
Right. So here's the question for everybody. Would you rather?
Oh gosh.
See these stunts with these linebackers and Grady Jarrett and possibly get about 30 sacks this year, or get another motherfucker like Dante Fowler up in here karate kicking?
No. Oh god.
I'm look. I'm gonna just say it like this. Everybody is glad that the Amber Rose Suki Hana Slutwalk defense is gone, right? Are you glad that's gone, right?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Without question.
Do you feel like that this past season they were building towards something that wasn't on the Suki Hana side of the game?
Yeah, because they brought everybody.
I'm just going off
everybody get a piece.
Yeah. Like you said, it's just voided of like the problem with the Falcons defense last year was they were voided of experience. This is why a lot of the defensive moves they made this year were who? Experienced guys. Because when you look at the Falcons defense, the problem the Falcons defense had was they couldn't get off the field defensively on third down. They were 31st in third down defense. Like you said, they couldn't get the sacks. You had players that could get there, but the problem was a lot of the passes that they were giving up were over the middle inside the box. That's where the weak spot of this Falcons defense was last year as far as the passing game was the linebackers, was the middle of the field. They didn't attack outside as much as everybody think they did. I mean, outside of that Bengals game where everybody was getting their asses torched, but that's here, there, said that. And like I said, 15 to 20 sacks, as we know, ain't gonna do it. The only way that 15 to 20 sacks will do anything is if you're able to get turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not getting turnovers, you're not getting sacks, and you're not getting off the field on third down. See, now your offense can't make no mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
They can't make no mistakes. Falcons averaged 58 plays a season. That was dead last in the league. Mm-hmm. 58 plays a game last this past season. That was worst in the league. And majority of the teams that made the playoffs on average had about 70 to 72 plays a game. I just wanted to throw that in there for y'all right quick. So, Mike, what else did you want to talk about? We're gonna get, like I said, we're gonna save some more of this Falcon talk throughout the week. Like I said, this is draft week, so we just throwing out some stuff out here, throwing out a few names to look for. Like I said, the names that we may give you, these may be some shocking guys. They may go late in the draft. Mm-hmm. But Mike, you said you had something you wanted to speak on. Hey, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button and stuff as well. Y'all make sure y'all go and hit that subscribe. Get Mad Mike Sports GSN channel to 1K. He is not that far away from that. So we would definitely appreciate that. Appreciate y'all if y'all go hit that subscribe button over on that channel. Mike, you said you wanted to say something on the Hawks.
I'm
I almost just threw up in my damn mouth. I just thought about that. Go ahead, Mike.
See, this is the reason why I've lost my love for the NBA. Lost my love for the NBA. And it's for stuff like this. There's two things that I saw today that was like, wow. Like, we still on this type of stuff. After all these, we still on this. One, DeJounte Murray getting suspended. That shouldn't have happened. Give a damn what nobody say. That shouldn't have happened. You do your fucking job the right way. That shouldn't happen. I know a lot of people will sit up here saying to themselves, but he had, like, he touched the ref. Well, the ref was on some fucking bullshit the entire game. Let's keep that real. Anybody who saw that game know them ref was on that bullshit. Every time the Hawks got anywhere, any type of momentum, they killed it with bullshit calls. There was no way that the Hawks could even get into it. But that's like the poor officiating wasn't the reason why I'm upset. Reason why I'm upset is because DeJounte Murray, quote unquote, had made contact with a ref, an official, NBA official. He gets suspended. He gets suspended for game 5. Well, that little high yellow thing in Boston that tried to be like Kobe Bryant, that went to my favorite school, Duke, Jason Tatum, yeah. He don't get suspended. He did the exact same thing. Let's keep that real. He did the exact same thing. I don't give a damn if it's incidental. You're not supposed to touch an authority figure and a ref, period. The end. No excuses. I don't want to hear about all that. It was an accident. That's bullshit. They suspended Michael Jordan and all these other guys for contact with officials, incidental, all this. You did the same thing. Draymond can't even piss. Look, he can't even piss in public without motherfuckers trying to suspend him or trying to set him up. But Jason Tatum do the exact same thing. He did the exact same thing. Nothing happened to him. The exact same thing. Contact with an official. Period. And the refs knew what they were doing. They knew they had they knew they had did a poor job of refereeing. This ain't the first time this happened. There's an agenda against the Atlanta Hawks and Trae Young, okay? There's an agenda. They changed the fucking rule for Trae. Say guys were seeking contact. Motherfucker, everybody, they've been doing that for years. Why is it a problem when Trae does it? This is Michael Jordan did it, LeBron did it, Kobe did it, everybody did it.
Oh God,
James Harden. Bro, come on, man.
That shit.
His whole career is based off seeking contact. But when Trae does it, y'all want to change the rule and say, well, you can't do that anymore. And it's all because of Trae. Everybody who's an NBA fan knows it's because of Trae. Y'all don't want Trae perfected it. Luka still does it. But Trae, y'all want to take it back because of Trae. And I got a stupid ass comment. Look, he's a loyal listener to the fan, but this is the shit that I'm talking about. About just because you don't like a guy, you want to let stuff slide. The dude literally said to me, I'm sorry, Weezer, but I got to do it to you. Trey too young to be to be getting fouls. He said he's too little to be getting fouls. You heard what I said. Trey is too little to be trying to get fouls. What the fuck does his size got to do with just getting a foul? A foul is a foul. Period. This is the stuff we talking about because you don't like a guy. You want him to have you want separate rules for him. You want to make him work harder than the next man. Bro, what are we doing if the game is not meant to be played fair? If everybody on the equal playing field. And I know superstars gonna get superstar calls, but Trey ain't even getting superstar calls no more. They creating rules so he won't get the calls. I see Steph is my favorite player. I see Steph seeking contact every time, every game. He seeks contact. They never say nothing about it. But when Trey does it, it's a fucking problem.
So, let me ask you a question on that. If Trae Young wasn't playing with the Hawks, would the league treat him the same way?
Nope. It wouldn't matter. I'm gonna say something right here. The reason why I did, because they trying to turn Luka into the great white hope. This is all about Luka. They don't like Trey. They don't want Trey to be one of the faces of the NBA. They're already trying to push LeBron out the door. We can see that clearly. You can see how they trying to push Giannis as this greatest player of all time and all this goofy shit. But Luka is the guy that they want to be the center of attention. Keep that real. This is all about Luka. This right here, everything you're seeing is all about Luka. They didn't have no problem. They didn't have it. Like I said, they didn't even have no, bro. Nobody talking about Luka right now. Nobody cares about Luka right now. What is your take? You think Trey, if Trey was with another team, you think there'll be a difference?
I think it would. I mean, essentially, when you look at it, and I kind of agree with you on the Luka thing. I've said it when he got drafted. Like I said, when they started naming him Luka Legend before he even played his first first NBA game, I already knew what the objective was there. I just think, like you said, it just comes down to, like you said, Trey plays for the Atlanta Hawks.
So you think it's a Georgia thing for whatever reason? They just don't stand. They can't stand Georgia,
right? Because if you look, because I'm finna tell you right now, if they would have never made that trade for Luka Doncic, if the Hawks didn't make that trade with the Dallas Mavericks when they swapped Luka and Trae Young, Luka wouldn't even get that much praise in Atlanta. I'm gonna be honest with you. It wouldn't be no Luka Legend in the NBA if Luka was playing for the Hawks. And that's a fact. See, what we're looking at with Trae Young. When we look at Trae Young, let's break down his game. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. Okay, so when we look at Trae Young, he's not the fastest.
He's
the quickest. He gonna shoot the hell out the football. I was about to say shoot the hell out the football. Almost got him confused with Drew Down. He gonna shoot the basketball. That's his game. He uses those long threes to set up his floater. That's what he does. He's a guy that's willing to make the passes and get his teammates involved, but also he has tendencies to where He may get a little cute and turn the ball over, but that's his game. That's what he does. He's been like that. And the thing about it is, this is a style. This is actually a point guard that the Hawks needed. Because remember, when he came out of college, what was the first comparison they gave him? Motherfucking Steph Curry. I said, oh God, here we go.
Yep.
And that was the end of it all right there. They said, Steph Curry, this is the next Steph Curry. And they saw Steph Curry was becoming the face of the league at that time. So it's like, wait a minute. You gonna compare this little motherfucker to the potential face of the league? But hell no, we finna knock that motherfucker down a peg or two. Now, when we knew about what it was going with Trey, you already knew what it was gonna be. The dude couldn't even get in the All-Star game in his own damn city. Think about that for a second.
It's the whole league.
He's the only he's the only guy who was a 30 and 12 guy. I don't think Trae Young will ever be in the All-Star game again. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think you'll never see Trae Young in the All-Star game again. At the rate that this is going.
Yeah, because we got the thing is too. It's not even the fans. It's not even the fans. We got people that it's the players too. The players hate this dude for doing the same shit they do.
Right.
Ain't nobody more arrogant than LeBron James in this game. Ain't no motherfucker more arrogant than him. He calling himself the GOAT while he's shooting the damn basketball. Crowning himself on the basketball field. How more arrogant can you goddamn be? And then you got a problem with Trae for doing this. He ain't even doing that. He's see, the thing is with Trae, I compare him to myself. And I'm gonna tell you why. We got people out here that don't want to give you credit for certain things. They know deep down in their heart that you are one of the main reasons why they are where they are. They don't want to give you credit for it, but you and them know it. They know. That's why they don't want to talk to him. That's why they don't want to look at him. They don't want to look at Trae. They don't even want to look at the fact that Trae doing exactly what LeBron does. Trae doing exactly what Westbrook does. He doing exactly what Ja. These guys putting up all these big time numbers. But the problem is, Trae doing it with a smile on their face, and he ain't taking shots. See, Trae is a guy. He's a guy that you want to bully, but if you bully him, if you turn around and bully him, you know he gonna have 6 of his uncles come after your ass. That's the problem. That's the problem with the NBA. They don't like Trae because if they bully him, they gotta worry about Big Suge. They gotta worry about this, big motherfucker like Suge coming after you and stuff like that. That's the reason why they don't like Trae.
Look, Big Suge and Man gonna be at your door.
Yeah, ain't gonna be at your door. That's why they got a problem with Trae. Because like I said, that what else could it be at this point? You can't say he's overrated when he's putting up numbers. He's behind LeBron James and Magic Johnson. The dude he's one of the most for one, I think he just tied a record with LeBron James. I think LeBron James a little bit. He hit points. It was points and assists. And the only person that he passed Magic Johnson on that, and the only person that did it faster than Magic was LeBron James. So he's behind LeBron James in points and assists at this point in time in their career. He's the only person that done that. Only person just past Magic Johnson. LeBron did it faster. But somehow he's overrated. Like, bro, what are we talking about?
Boy.
He got one. I think would it come down? Trey got a punchable face, but nobody can punch him. Cause you know what? Like I said, man, and Suge gonna come get your ass. That's the problem. That's why they can't stand Trey. He got a punchable face. That's why I always saying like, oh, he's so little, he can't jump. He ain't quick. He ain't this. He ain't that. But he still get the job done. And y'all hate the fact that he get the job done.
So it comes down to, and by you saying that, he doesn't fit into the narrative of what everybody wants. Like you said, he's not big. Like you said, he ain't jumping out the gym. He's shooting a lot of threes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of bad. It was kind of bad when you remember that. I don't know if anybody remember that whole Lloyd Pierce, Steve Nash situation. I think that was one of the first videos I did where Steve Nash was complaining about Trey getting fouls, and you had Lloyd Pierce literally sitting here in agreement.
Yep.
I'm like, wait a minute, motherfucker, this is your point guard, and you agreeing with what another motherfucker said about your point guard. Like, yeah. But like one here said, he is the NBA's popular villain. And I think that's where it really come down to. He knows nobody likes him, and he don't give a fuck.
He don't give no fuck.
These motherfuckers in New York still chanting "fuck Trey." They ain't played this. They blame
man.
Literally blame Trey Young for them losing in a series that they not even playing in the Hawks.
Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man.
That's like they new playoff mantra is "fuck Trey Young," the New York Knicks. I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all ain't even playing the Hawks. What the hell is y'all talking about? Don't get me started on Rudy Gobert, old big sloot-footed, goofy-looking motherfucker.
Bro, don't nobody hate no damn Dillon Brooks, man.
Dillon Brooks is not the villain. Dillon Brooks is a fake tough guy. You can tell by the way he plays anyway. He ain't no goddamn villain. The only reason why you're quote unquote the villain right now is because you talk shit about everybody's favorite player. So motherfuckers gonna get at your ass. Nah, the NBA players like Dillon Brooks more than they do Trey Young. That is a fact. I mean, it's crazy, man. And then we got John Collins. John Collins here averaging 7.5 points per game in this series, and it's all Trey Young's fault.
All Trey Young's fault, bro. What are we doing, man? We talking about blow up the team when this motherfucker making $120 million and he averaging 7 points a game, bro. 7.5 points a game. But it's Trey Young's fault. We need to blow the team up because it's come on, man.
You know what? You just made me realize something.
Oh gosh.
Trey Young went to the Eastern Conference Finals before Luka went to the Western Conference Finals. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, D. Coleman here said John Collins is on the Roy Hibbert trajectory.
Bro, he look like Roy Hibbert right now.
It is bad right now, but it's like I don't know I don't know how to explain it, man. Like you said, 12 point. Hold on, let's go down this stat line right quick. If y'all don't mind me, I know y'all don't want me to do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. Here you go. Okay, so far in this series, you got 12 points, 4 rebounds, 5.6 rebounds, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 5 points, 5 rebounds on a combination of 4, 6, 11, 15, 27. 15 for 41 shooting from the field.
Ooh. Say that shooting percentage again.
15 for, hold on. Let me make sure I added that up right. Let's see. Hold on. I'm looking. So 9, let me see that. 16, 27, 34, 42. No. I take that back. Let me see. 16, 27, 34, 42. Hold on. 16, 27, 34. Let me see. 4, 6, 11 for 34. My bad. 11 for 34 from the field. Oh, Lord. What's Southside talking about? Hold on. Guess what stat line still better than Brooks this playoff season so far? Oh, Lord. But that's going to be the Hawks' problem, right? Like I said, the Hawks' problem right now is, like I said, they're in a identity crisis, especially with them getting DeJounte Murray in here. So you have your backcourt guys are going to be your primary guys. Your primary offense is going to be your starting backcourt. And what ends up happening is, and OG Sam brought up a very interesting point, and this is going to be the last thing I say. John Collins ain't been the same since he got popped with them PEDs. I want y'all to pay attention to that timeline. That is ugly right there. K-Styles a Cavs fan. Oh boy, get the fuck out of here. You talk about juice.
Yeah, you talking about you
talk about juice.
Yeah, that's juice. Juice is a Cavs fan. Yeah, I don't know where you get that from. Yeah, you heard it. You heard that wrong.
Nah, Jew is the Cavs fan. I'm the Hawks fan over here. Me and Mike are the Hawks fans over here. Nah, you good, man. Speaking of Jew, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Jew Talk Sports. That's 1/3 of the heavy hitters. He said, how do we win without Murray? How do you win without DeJounte Murray? It's going to have to take the whole team. Like you said, that means that DeAndre Hunter is going to have another efficient shooting night. You're going to have to get Sadiq Bey to hit some shots here. Bogey going to have a good game. Like I said, it's just going to have to take the bench rotation to pick up the slack as far as the shooting effort that DeJounte Murray brings. And they got the guys capable of it. Play more of a Kongwu down the stretch, play more of him down the stretch, because it seems like at that forward position, despite him being undersized, he's still giving you that energy. Like I said, Clint Capella is not going to give you 10 points. He's going to give you 4 points. But he's going to bring that energy. He's going to bring that defensive intensity for this team. See, right now, that's what they miss. They're missing multiple guys that bring it. And if John Collins is not bringing it at that position, like I said, you let Okon will get more minutes at that position. Like I said, we knew this series with Boston was going to be something chaotic, because Boston, it was a bad matchup as far as dealing with Boston's length and athleticism versus the Hawks' speed and ability to shoot the three.
Yeah, that's a dangerous combination if you're not hitting those threes.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to, like I said, it's going to have to take a Kongwu. He like I said, we're gonna have to get a game out of him. Like we're gonna have to get about 17 out of him. Like I said, Bogey can come through with those points. Sadiq Bey, Jalen Johnson may need some more minutes. I think Jalen Johnson kind of brings another energy too. I think once he gets more of those minutes, like it's a chance they can win this next upcoming game. Most likely they might get blown out the water, but it's still a chance. It's just that they cannot mess up once.
Yeah.
Hey, look, this is funny. They need to holler at Terry and see how they can move their JC contract.
He needs to.
I mean, at this point, it's looking like I said, it's looking like you may have to. I mean, he's not happy right now because he's not giving it all, because he's not feeling like he's getting X'd out the offense, and that's because of him. He suffered from that, what I call power forward center shooting dependency. This is a disease right here in the NBA. It's called big man shooting dependency.
Mm-hmm.
Once a motherfucking big learns how to shoot,
that's all you want to do.
The aggressive nature of that guy starts dwindling. We've seen it happen before. Like I said, Joel Embiid is the best center in this league. Can't nobody stop him in the post. But when you watch his games, he slowly, he throughout the game, he'll start down in the block. He'll start right there in the paint. But later on, he'll start creeping towards that 3-point line. He start creeping. And then the game starts. Then it will have to take him to go back inside in order for him to be effective. We've seen this happen with Serge Ibaka. We've seen this with John Collins. Like a lot of the bigs that start shooting threes ain't hanging around the paint like they used to.
Look, we done tried every way possible to get John Collins involved. Nothing ain't working, okay? Literally nothing is working.
Right. So
there's nothing more you can do at this point. There's nothing more you can do. You don't put them with different lineups, it don't work. Like it's John Collins at this point. He don't want to be here, and instead of saying it, he using these political words. I'm here for my teammates, and I'm gonna do. Look, you don't want to be here, and you can tell it in your game. You can tell when the guy doesn't want to be here, and he's not sold on anything, because you don't change coaches, but he's still. Like, the thing is, everybody has changed their game, but only one person's game stayed the same or getting worse. and it's John Collins. Everybody game has changed and gotten better and shown some resemblance of success, except for John Collins.
So if they decide if they want to move him, like I said, at that point, you may not have to worry about trying to get no first round pick out of him. Like I said, if you talk to Pimp Paul Terry on how to move that contract, hell, just whatever team just say, okay, I want your draft picks for next year. I want a couple second round picks for next year if you take on this contract here. Boom. That give you your opportunity to get up off that contract, and it'll make it easier to move if you need to. Because right now, what the Hawks missing right now, they need guys, they need goons on the team. They ain't got no damn goons on the team. And when you ain't got no goons on the team, you ain't got nobody to hold anybody accountable. This is exactly what happens. And this ain't just to John Collins, this majority to him, but it's the whole team accountable for their play. This is why a guy like Solomon Hill and Danilo Gallinari was so important for the Hawks 2 years ago when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. Because you had these guys, you had these OG guys that held everybody accountable, but they let other teams know you ain't fucking with these guys. Oh, I'm gonna bust your ass myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta have that.
So we look, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and end it tonight. We get around that time. We're gonna go ahead and end this conversation tonight, man. Like I said, definitely wanted to give y'all some different stuff. Like I said, y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, hit that hit. Make sure y'all hit notification bells on everybody's channel. 6Man K Styles, Utah Sports, AFN, GSN. Like I said, it's draft time, baby. It's time. Look, it's time for everybody's theories to be put to the test. Who's gonna be right? Who's gonna be wrong?
More than likely, I'll be wrong, but I can't be wrong if I don't have no choice.
So we're gonna end. So we're gonna end it on this theme song right here. Definitely check out tuning in with the rest of your night. Y'all might be doing work here. So until next time, people, we ain't gonna play.
Oh no.
We here to stay.
Ooh yeah, dig it.
You ain't gotta go home.
You gotta get the hell out of here.